should be live now. I'm just getting the audio adjusted on my stream, and we are ready for some truck heat racing. I'm gonna be live streaming the truck race later tonight, but I'm also figured I could. I was off work a little early, so I could cover both the heat races here today, this afternoon. So hopefully you guys are excited for some heat racing on dirt. I'm actually really interested to see what the dirt racing here is gonna, or what the heat racing and dirt racing is gonna look like. Because I actually haven't watched a dirt race in NASCAR on TV, so. Let me just going to try and close out of the extra stuff on my laptop. So here we go. We're getting ready for this race. Hopefully everybody's enjoying it. So yeah, so we got trucks and cup later. So we start with 4 truck heats, and then we will have ourselves 4 cup heats later on. I believe it should be right after, but if not, we'll talk a little bit in between. So in this first heat, we got Stephen Parsons on pole, Chase Purdy on the outside of the front row. Last year's race winner is going to be starting on the inside of row 2 here. Oh, Joey Logano running trucks. I forgot. I didn't realize he was running both races. I knew he ran it last year with the pretty Planet Fitness truck I used in the thumbnail, but did not realize that it was going to be, he was going to be doing it. Oh. That literally looked like a clay pot just smashing on Hailie Deegan's front end. Hailie Deegan will be starting 6th in this first heat. Oh, Joey Logano's in heat 1. I didn't even realize that. We got Ben Rhodes. He's your defending winner of this race, and he is currently running. He will be starting here on the inside of row number 2. So here we go. Green flag, green, green, green. 15 laps. We got 15 laps around the dirt track here. I don't believe NASCAR's app has a leaderboard. Otherwise, I would gladly put that up for you guys. Let me see. Oh, they do have a leaderboard. Oh, cool. I will have a leaderboard up for you guys shortly. But, yeah, so right now, Chase Purdy and Ben Rhodes have kind of taken off and are fighting for the lead. Stephen Parsons is in the middle of Tanner Gray and Hailie Deegan for 3rd. Yeah, just waiting for, yeah. Trying to see if I can get this up, but there we go. That's trucks. Okay, here we go. Should be up momentarily for you guys. But yeah, right now Ben Rhodes, he's out front. Chase Purdy 2nd, and I really don't see Ben Rhodes being caught here. They're currently 5 laps in. Let me see. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot I got Ben Rhodes favorited. Because I like Ben Rhodes. Not to mention he's been an interesting guy to watch. But yeah, so right now Hailie Deegan and Chase Purdy fighting for 2nd there. The battle is side by side for that 2nd spot, and each pass here is important because you get points based on where you finish and points for how many cars you pass. So we're gonna have to wait and see, obviously, for where everybody's gonna start. But Hailie Deegan trying to go up there and get that spot. There we go. I think that's about as good as I'm gonna get on the centering for right now. So let me pull back up that, and I'm gonna close out of the unnecessary stuff on my desktop there, and we should be good to go here. So yeah, Ben Rhodes up 2 spots. Haley Deegan is up 4. Brock, or not Brock, wrong Purdy. Chase Purdy, uh, running third. He's down 1 spot. Stephen Parsons has lost 3. Who was that? That's Jonathan Davenport. I knew it was Davenport. I didn't know the first name. So Jonathan Davenport in the number 7 Spire truck, currently running 5th. He's up 3 spots from where he started. Taylor Gray in that number 17 truck running 6th. 7th is Chris Wright. 8th, Mason Massey. 9th, Josh Rayum. 10th, Lawless Allen. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting group of cars, honestly. But yeah, this first heat though, there really wasn't. Oh, and Tanner Gray to the pits, and Chris Wright is piled up here. And yet, caution flag flies in the first heat race here. I don't think they count caution laps in these heat races, so we're gonna get a restart. We're gonna be going racing. But yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see here what happened. Oh, he just. I don't know what happened there, but either and I say so Chris Wright ran into the back of Taylor Gray. I can't tell if Taylor Gray was slow or if Chris Wright just dove it in too far. Let's see. Here we go. This is a good camera angle for it. Okay, so it looks like the 17 just backed up the corner a ton, and Chris Wright wasn't expecting it and ran right into the back of him. So yeah, so they have red flagged the race, so they aren't counting the caution laps here. So here we go. So I said I didn't think Ben Rhodes would get caught. He is now going to be side by side for the race lead here in heat race number 1 with 5 laps to go, or 4 to go. This is going to be fun. I'm excited. But yeah, so they're going to be doing 3 warm-up laps because of practice being rained out yesterday, so they're going to get 2-3 laps practice before each of the heats. But yeah, so we'll have a brief intermission between each of the heat races, and then we'll switch over for the Cup stuff. I'm really curious to see how the dirt stuff ends up going, though, because this has honestly been pretty enjoyable so far. I like the look of the track, honestly. I've been at this race the last 2 years. I've been down in Tennessee in person watching the dirt races. This year wasn't able to make it work, so I'm here in my studio watching the race. So, but yeah, so it's been pretty good though. So, they haven't doubled up yet. Why? I'm trying to figure out why they haven't gone and doubled up yet. So they're talking about the irony of them watering the track after it rained yesterday. They were watering the track last year. Well, it was under a rain delay. They were out there wetting the track, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. So here we go. They're really. That's got to be That's got to be the silliest thing. They've got a drone flying above the track. Oh, so they're gonna land the drone on the. Wait, are they gonna land the drone on the track for them to choose cone? Because that'd be an expensive mistake if someone runs it over. But I thought it was so Logano isn't in this first heat. I thought he was, but I guess I saw Josh Rayum's truck because his truck has similar colors to the one that they showed Logano in. But yeah, so here we go. It's gonna be an interesting race though. So here we go, getting ready to. They're bunched up. Pace truck is away, and we are going to be going back racing here as they get onto the front straightaway. Ben Rhodes and Haley Deegan lead them on. Haley Deegan, she has a lot of dirt experience. You'd expect she might be able to do something here on this restart. Here we go. But Ben Rhodes is away with the race lead as he was the control car. And so far, it looks like he's going to try and run away with it. There we go. 3 laps to go. So Ben Rhodes only needs to hold off Haley Deegan for 3 laps. And so far, it doesn't seem like Haley Deegan really has. Haley Deegan is in a ThorSport truck as well, which in theory she should be just about as fast as Ben Rhodes. But obviously, Rhodes won this race last year, and he's been in this truck for a while. Looks like Davenport might have has a lot of dirt on that front of the truck. Hopefully, it's not going to start overheating more than normal. Taylor Gray has some smoke coming out the rear. His front end also looks super caked up. White flag is out here for Ben Rhodes in heat race number 1. So there we go. Ben Rhodes able to go out here, and Ben Rhodes is going to. Here we go. Off of turn 4, Ben Rhodes is going to win heat race number 1 for the Truck Series. Haley Deegan second. Chase Purdy third. Fourth, Parsons. Fifth, Taylor Gray. Hey, you know what? Credit to someone I never give credit to. Taylor Gray got a top 5 in a heat race for the trucks. Mason Massey, Davenport fell back to 7th there as they went across the line. 8th was Rayum. 9th, Wallace Allen. He finished 2 laps off the pace. Chris Wright DNF'd it 4 laps down, and Tanner Gray went to the garage early with an issue. So that was heat race number 1. They're going to go to a commercial break. I'm going to go, I got one thing I need to go do, and then I will be right back with heat race number 2. Alright, I'm back. For having the other earbud in, but yep, here we go. So we're getting ready for heat race number 2. So Nick Sanchez is who they're interviewing. He almost won last week if it weren't for a late race crash. He looked like and he's gonna be starting second in heat race number 3. So here we go. Not sure who this is. That's Ben Rhodes. My bad. Didn't recognize him because we don't normally see them without their helmets on, and that's a very different colored fire suit to his truck colors. But here we go. So here we go. Alright, so here we go. They're talking to Haley Deegan and they're trying to get off the track. Real quick, I'll run through the starting order here for heat race number 2. We got Colby Howard starting, I believe, on pole. Ankrum second, Parker Kligerman third, fourth Friesen, fifth Friesen, Stewart starting fourth, Jessica Friesen, his wife, starting fifth. Sixth will be Chase Briscoe in the number 22 truck. Nice to see another driver pulling double duty. Jake Garcia in the 35. Christian Eckes will be running the number 19. He is starting 8th. Timmy Hill in the number 56 will be starting 9th. And Zane Smith is starting 10th. I believe there's only 10. Yeah, there's only 10 trucks in this field. So here we go. So only 10 drivers here. Your defending Truck Series champion, Zane Smith, starting shotgun on the field. Chase Briscoe, I would say, is a big threat here. He was a threat to win the Cup race last year on the dirt. Obviously, he only really got super close because he dove it in there on the inside of But yeah, he dove it in on Tyler Reddick last year in the Cup race, wiped them both out. But yeah, he's been fast though, so I wouldn't put it past him potentially winning this thing. I want to see Jessica Friesen make this race though, because she's one of the ones that has to race her way in. So curious to see how this one goes, but I think it should be pretty. It should be a pretty good race here for heat race number 2. So here we go. 2 Truck Series starts. So she made the race last year, and she made a start at at Knoxville. I think it was. So here we go. They're doubled up. I don't know if they're going green. I think they're going to be going around one more time and then going green. But welcome everybody. We're here getting ready for truck heat number 2 here. So yeah, as I mentioned, it looks like Colby Howard will be starting on the pole position for heat race number 2 here. Tyler Ankrum, Parker Kligerman starting up into the top 3. I want to see Kligerman make a big move here, 3 wide, to try and take the lead early. I don't know if he's going to be the bold guy to go out there and try and do it. Let's see. Lights off on the pace track. Let's see. Lights off on the pace track. We are going green this time. So, Stewart Friesen and Jessica Friesen. I'm excited to see how that duo races on the track. And here we go. That pace truck, it's going to be looking for cover here soon. Chase Briscoe starting 6th. He's a big threat to go ahead and try and make some ground up very quickly. And defending truck champion Zane Smith starting shotgun on the field. So here we go. Carson Hocevar cheering him on, watching from the crowd, or watching from the infield, not up in the crowd. But here we go. They're off of turn 4, and it is green, green, green. Green flag out. And Colby Howard leads the field into turn 1. And who is that? Chase Briscoe on the outside trying to go 3 wide, and Ankrum falling back. So, and Colby Howard slips it. He is 4 wide. He is out of there, and Now it is Parker Kligerman versus, I don't know. I think is that Stuart Friesen? So that's Stuart Friesen and Parker Kligerman fighting it out for the race lead. I think Stuart Friesen's safe, and oh, we got a yellow flag here early on, man. So the yellow flag flies here early in the race, trying to yeah, not sure what happened there. Not sure why. Oh, we got a flat tire on so Colby Howard has some sort of weird issue, but the 16 truck has a flat tire. I don't know what caused a flat tire out here on the dirt, but yeah, he has a flat tire. Let's see what happened. Did the because it was a rear tire that went down. So did he have contact with a truck on the rear? I can't see what. Oh, maybe that contact there with Briscoe. Yeah. I mean, it's really weird, but yeah, there was a bit of contact between himself and Briscoe there while they were three wide. That might have cut the tire, but man, would that be super touchy if that's what cut it. But yeah, thank you guys, by the way, for everybody tuning in. Yeah, we're covering these races. I know not everybody has FS2. I wasn't even sure if I had it until I was able to pull up pre-race for this. So we're getting ready to go. But hey, we're all set and we're going, or not going green yet, but we're good with the stream. So. Oh, that would be another problem. Is he lost the tire on the 9 truck? So Colby Howard now with a flat tire, and oh, he almost wrecked off the nose of a tow truck trying to push him, and he almost went around. So yeah, it looks like it might be a little bit longer of a delay than normal here for this race. So, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, what ends up happening. But yeah, it's gonna take him a minute to get the 9 car off the or 9 truck off the track. So Stuart Friesen was the race leader there. Parker Kligerman second, Chase Briscoe third. This is going to be a fun restart with those 3 in the top 3 spots. I think those are probably your 3 best drivers in this field. Christian Eck is fourth. He's in a really good truck. He won at this, or he not at this track, but he won in the truck race. So yeah, he won the truck race at Atlanta a couple weeks back. Tyler Ankrum, I'd like to say I expect some big things out of him, but he really hasn't done much since his rookie year at DGR Crosley. Zane Smith, the truck champion, in only 1 lap, he went from 10th up to 6th. He gained 4 spots. Jessica Friesen, she's dropped 2 spots, I believe. She went from 5th to 7th. Jake Garcia in 8th, just kind of, I think the truck's not really there, and I think the driver's still learning, because he's a fairly young and new driver to this. He actually wasn't even old enough to start the season. And then you had Timmy Hill, the people's champion, I would say, there. Timmy Hill in that 56 truck. Again, they just don't normally have the equipment to pull this off, but hey, glad to see him at the track at least. But yeah, you guys leave a like, share the stream. That way, as many people as possible, you can get some conversation going here. I'm gonna be streaming the both sets of heat races, so the truck heats as well as the cup heats later on today, and then I will be taking a bit of a break, and then I will be back for the truck race tonight at 8:00. So I'll be ready for that. They've got the drone. They're using a drone for the choose cone today. I'm not sure how I feel about that. That feels kind of gimmicky, but I mean, hey, you know what? If it functions, I don't really mind it. I just don't know how well it'll work. And I'm sure we're going to have drivers on Sunday complaining about the choose with the drone. But here we go. They're doubled up and they're going to be going green next time by. So green flag will be out next time by, and we are going to be getting ready to go. So I'm not sure what happened to Colby. I mean, he just lost control of the car, I guess, and potentially something, a mechanical issue of some kind too, but I mean, he was off from the start, so. Here we go. Friesen and Kligerman. Briscoe on the outside of. So Briscoe is on the outside of row 2. Friesen chose the outside to start this one, so I would say that shows that probably outside lane going to be the preferred one, at least early on here. And yep, there we go. Friesen launches from the outside. Briscoe follows him into second. Zane Smith follows from third place on the outside lane to fourth place, now third place on the racetrack. Oh! Briscoe's truck started to slip out from behind him, but he was able to catch it. I say, Kligerman able to hold serve a bit here on the inside. But Zane Smith is putting on a clinic here, though, at passing cars. I mean, he's already up into the top 3, and it's barely been 3 laps, and we've had a caution in there. So, yeah, here we go. Zane Smith, yeah, he's already won 2 races this year, but yeah, Parker Kligerman, he's kind of settled in here to 4th place. He's got Eckes breathing down his neck, so you can't make a mistake, but it certainly does give you some options when you have the lead early, or when you have the spot. It's not as easy to pass here as you'd imagine. But here we go. Briscoe, not really. It seems like Briscoe's having a hard time trying to track down Friesen. Friesen's grown the gap to 3/4 of a second now. Zane Smith staying close to Briscoe as well, so. Here we go. Parker Kligerman at age 32. He hasn't even. I didn't realize he was that young. I thought he was a little older than that, considering the amount of time he's been racing. But no, Kligerman's 32, so. In theory, in terms of NASCAR drivers, they hit their stride around mid-30s. So he probably hasn't even hit his NASCAR prime yet. So, but yeah, man, Friesen has absolutely gapped Briscoe now. Waiting to see the updated time as they come across here. Oh, there we go. They just went and updated it. 1.4 seconds, and yeah, Briscoe is not liking the handling of his truck right now. I noticed it early on, but it doesn't necessarily seem like it's an out-of-control slide too much, but he is certainly having to catch that thing more than he would want, and it is costing him speed. So, yeah. So, Briscoe is up 4 spots from where he started today, so he will still have a pretty decent starting position. Stuart Friesen has done pretty well. Jessica Friesen, she has had a really rough time. She is currently 9th place, a bit off the pack, about looks like 2 to 3 seconds back of the last place car. So not great, but we'll have to wait and see, obviously, how this continues to develop. We got 5 laps to go here in heat race number 2. With the 2 Friesens. I think, honestly, Zane Smith might try and chase Briscoe. By sliding up underneath him, see if they can take the spot. Although I don't think Zane Smith really cares too much, because Zane Smith is going to he's already passed 7 cars. He'll have a good starting spot no matter what. If this were the race, maybe if this were the race and for the lead, he might do it, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, so here we go. I will say, I like the Speedco colors on that truck. And here we go. Looking to the inside, it's Zane Smith looking to the inside on Chase Briscoe. Chase Briscoe way up in the dirt cushion, and Zane Smith gets the spot, and Parker Kligerman now to the inside on so Kligerman now to the inside on the 22. He wasn't really able to do much with it, and final lap, 1 lap to go. I don't know if. Oh, come on! Fox, please don't cut away from the battle, the 3-car battle for second to show the lead. But here we go. Stuart Friesen coming off of turn 4. Stuart Friesen wins heat race number 2. Zane Smith, Briscoe, Kligerman, the top 4. Chase Christian Eckes gets 5th. 6th place Ankrum. 7th Garcia. 8th Hill. 9th Jessica Friesen. And then 10th Colby Howard, who was out really early, basically before this on lap 1. But yeah, so Briscoe there made a bit of a mistake. He got up above the cushion of the racetrack and lost a ton of speed, and that's what allowed Zane Smith to get by him. But here we go. So we got our second heat is done. Now we've got to wait for heat race number 3. So pretty good race, honestly, so far. I'm enjoying it. Can't complain. But yeah. Oh, I got some more favorites in this race. 1 second. I can get those taken care of. Nope. Because for some reason I had. So Matt DiBenedetto is starting on pole position in heat race number 2. Or heat 3, I mean. Nick Sanchez will be starting second, as we mentioned earlier. Dean Thompson. Really glad for him to be cleared to race this one. He took a nasty hit at Texas last week in the truck race. Glad to see that he's okay and cleared to race. Daniel Dye in the 43 will be starting 4th. 5th will be Joey Logano, so this is where Joey Logano is going to be. The 46 will be Jerry Bowman. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce that name at number 6, but maybe someone in the chat can correct me if Bowman is not correct. Corey Heim in the number 11, starting 7th. William Byron, his return to KBM, in starting number 8. Majeski in 9th. And then Tanner Carrick in 10th. I probably butchered most of those names, but yeah. So there we go. And yeah, there are only 10 cars in this heat as well. So what you see on the side of your screen is the contenders in this second heat. But yep, so we're getting ready to. So we got 2 more truck heats, and then we got the 4 dirt heats for the Cup Series. I believe they're going on pretty much back to back for the Cup and truck heats. We'll have to wait and see, obviously, but I think that's how it's going. So I say honestly, this dirt stuff is really fun to watch. The heat races aren't the craziest thing in the world, but that's mainly just because there isn't a ton on the line. So Zane Smith currently tracking like he may get the pole position based on the points that were earned. Stuart Friesen got 13 points towards the pole position. Briscoe 11 points towards pole. Kligerman, because he didn't really pass much, because he started 3rd and ended 4th. He only got 7 points here. So here we go. So far through 2 races, though, Zane Smith is looking like the contender. I think a perfect race is. Let's say the perfect race. I guess it would be 18 would be a perfect pole position because he went last to second. So They're talking with Chase Briscoe now here after the race. So, learn to stay off the cushion, I guess. So, all right. Hey, you know what? I like to hear from a veteran like Chase Briscoe because mentioning the groove widening out more than he even thought. So, glad to see that we got some potential widening of the racetrack. Because the wider the racetrack is, the more hopeful I am in a very good product. When we get to the nighttime for the two races, tomorrow night Cup, and then trucks are later tonight. But yeah, pretty good one though. So Corey Heim had a little bit of what looks like tire smoke maybe coming out the back of his car. Yeah, so it looks like a tire rub on Corey Heim's car in their practice session. But yeah, so Joey Logano is probably. I would like to watch. I would say the two Cup guys are ones to watch, especially Joey Logano. He won the first Cup race on Bristol Dirt, so that would be one to watch. William Byron and his number 51 car. That's certainly one that you could be looking to watch. Uh, I'm curious to see how some of the truck regulars like the Benedetto, Sanchez, and Corey Heim do. But yeah, I think the Cup guys though are going to be the ones to watch, especially in terms of the overall win in this heat. But again, we'll have to wait and see, I guess, because Briscoe wasn't able to outduel Friesen last heat. Last heat. Here we go. Heat race number 3 is green. De Benedetto is off and away with the lead. Sanchez, though, still sticking there on the outside. And we saw that outside maybe be the preferred line towards the end of Heat 2. So it looks like, yep, and there we go. Sanchez clears De Benedetto for the race lead. And there we go. Joey Logano to the inside. He's up to 3rd place already. So Joey Logano went 5th to 3rd in one lap. So here we go. Let's see. William Byron is still in 8th place, which is not helping his case a ton. But here we go. Sanchez, though, he looked pretty good to start this one. There we go. Joey Logano to the inside on Matt De Benedetto here. Joey Logano's going to clear De Benedetto, and he gets up in front. Joey Logano now going to be trying to track down. Oh, we got an issue. Who's number 30? Number 30. That's Karsick. Oh, Carrick. Okay. And Daniel Dye spins around. That's going to bring out the yellow, essentially the red flag. So caution is out, and so Carrick. It's not Karsick. So it's Carrick for the driver, the number 30, Tanner Carrick. Or Carrick. So yeah. So he ended up getting a bit of the curb, came up the track, wiped out Daniel Dye just barely. So we'll have to wait and see, obviously, as to how that will play out. Oh, uh-oh. That's why I'm not used to being wired in. But yeah, here we go. So here we go. So we're gonna have about 10 laps to go when we go green here. So it's gonna be Logano and Sanchez on the front row. De Benedetto should definitely choose the outside lane. The choose drone. Okay, they haven't shown how this works a ton, but all right. So there we go. Outside, inside, outside, inside. All right. I can. I gotta say that has got to be one of the more meme things about this year's dirt race, the choose drone. But again, I guess if it works, it works. But so we're gonna have to wait and see, obviously, for this race. But getting ready to go back green. Let's see. William Byron, 8th place. He has not made the progress I expected. We're gonna see Joey Logano on the front row though, so curious to see what he can make happen here. Benedetto does elect to start in the outside lane on for this restart. Here we go. Nick Sanchez, though, starting first. We'll have to see if he can hold off a hard charging Joey Logano for this spot here. So here we go. Getting ready to go back. Green flag. Should be green this time, I believe. Yep, there we go. Pace truck has run for cover, and here comes the green flag. Will be out shortly. Here we go. Sanchez is off and away. Green, green, green. We are green flag at Bristol. So, hey, you know what? I will give Joey Logano some credit. He made the slide job on Matt Benedetto and manages to hold second place while on the inside lane. In that last heat race when we saw that restart for the front three trucks, Briscoe and Zane Smith were all able to pass the 75 of Parker Kligerman, who was inside front row there on that restart from the top line versus bottom line. So nice to see that it's a little bit more even this time. Joey Logano able to fight for that spot. Here comes Ty Majeski in the driving that number 98 this year. So here we go. And Daniel Dye is around again. And we're back under yellow. Come on. So another issue for Daniel Dye here in this heat race number 2 or heat race number 3 here. But man, so Bowman and Carrick are already in the garage, and Daniel Dye has now had 2 issues on the track. This is not looking good for the field, but at least it's not looking good for his hopes in this race, I should say. So, caution laps not counting will help him stay on the lead lap, but yeah, I am curious though to see how this goes. So Ty Majeski in 4th, he will probably get a chance to, he'll have to start inside lane because he won't have preferred lane option necessarily. I mean, he could lose a spot to gain it, but I don't think the outside lane is worth losing a row potentially. I think if you can do it, if it's shortest lane available, you definitely take it. I don't know what you do though for. Say if you end up losing a lane, is it worth it to take the outside? Maybe. I guess it depends on who you would be giving an extra lane to behind you. But here we go. So yeah, they're about to show the Dean Thompson wreck. But yeah, once again, I'm glad he is okay because he got absolutely nailed by somebody. And then a secondary hit by, Again, I'm not sure which trucks those were, but yeah. So here we go. We're getting ready to go green, hopefully soon. But yeah, been a pretty good race so far. I've actually really enjoyed it. Right. But yeah, Richmond last week was a ton of fun with all the different strategies. Seeing Josh Berry run well. Curious to see how Josh Berry does in his first time on dirt or first time in a NASCAR sanctioned vehicle on dirt because um, he might have run dirt late models before. I don't know. I haven't looked into his experience level a ton when it comes to the lower levels, in particular his late model stuff. But yeah, I know he's primarily been a asphalt short track guy. Man, Logano does really well along that inside bottom lane as they go green flag racing here. So Logano does a really good job of just holding that inside. We haven't seen him be able to pass Sanchez yet on the bottom, but he has done a very good job of holding the spot. So there we go. Oh, Logano with a little slip. Almost gets into Sanchez. They run side by side still off of the turn. Man, so they're getting close. I didn't highlight that, but here we go. There we go. Joey Logano clears Sanchez. That's big. So Joey Logano will clear Nick Sanchez, and now Majeski goes in on the bottom and clears Nick Sanchez. So maybe those ThorSport guys have found something on the bottom that the rest of the field hadn't found yet on being able to pass. Because so far we've seen that top line be so dominant. But yeah, here we go. And Majeski looking to try and. So here we go. Majeski tries to get to the inside on Logano. He slips. He does not want to lose that spot. Ty Majeski does not want to lose another spot here. You want to try and get a good, safe finish. Now, I believe he would be almost guaranteed a front row start if he could pass Joey Logano here, but I don't know that an option is going to be available here within the last 4 laps because we only got 4 laps left. Sanchez, he's gone down to the bottom trying to search around, see what he can find. Still got Corey Heim behind him, so you can't get too comfortable. William Byron is now gotten by Matt DiBenedetto. He is up into the top 5 now. So, Matt DiBenedetto back to 6th place. He has lost quite a few spots. That's not going to help his points. But here we go. But yeah, right now though, Logano and Majeski, those ThorSport trucks are looking really good at this dirt racing. Rhodes as well early on in heat number 1. If you guys missed it earlier when we were talking heat 1, Rhodes ended up going on. I believe he won that heat, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he won the heat. So these ThorSport trucks are no joke. Haley Deegan even in the one of the ThorSport trucks looks very good. Coming off of turn 4 though, Joey Logano holds off a late last ditch effort from Majeski to try and get that spot. Logano, Majeski, Sanchez, the top 3. Corey Heim, William Byron, 4th and 5th. 6th was Matt DiBenedetto. 7th, Dean Thompson. 8th, Daniel Dye. 9th, Tanner Carrick. And 10th was Jerry Bowman. So, 2 guys out the race. Daniel Dye, despite the trouble, he ended up still going on to finish the race. And that's some determination and grit from a driver who is not having a good day. So we got one more heat race coming up after this, and then we got the 4 Cup Series heat race. We have the 4 Cup Series heat. So let's see. We're waiting for the preview of who's in the race to pop up. But yeah, this has been a really good race. Like, I know I'm a bit biased because I really like the look of the dirt, but and it's something that we don't see a lot of. It would certainly get old if NASCAR raced on dirt, say 30 times a year, but honestly, I wouldn't mind if they go and add a second dirt race. Now, if we do go and add a second dirt race, I'd like to see a natural dirt track, Knoxville or Eldora, if they could get the capacity up. Because that's kind of the biggest knock about most of the dirt tracks, is that the crowd capacity wouldn't be able to sustain what NASCAR would want from a crowd at a dirt race. So yeah, so they're going to talk to a few of the top finishers. I guarantee you they're going to talk to Majeski about that last ditch move on Logano. It was really just kind of he was out of options. He had to try something. But yeah, he comes home second, and I believe that will tie him with Zane Smith on points, quote unquote, for the pole. Oh no, that actually puts him one behind. So Majeski is currently second on the. So Zane Smith, Majeski, Logano is currently your starting grid. Stuart Friesen dropped. He's currently fourth. He's the provisional 4th place starter. But yeah, I say Ben Rhodes didn't have a great race in terms of getting points because he started near the front. But here we go. So glad to say, I will say, good job. Wait, why is he saying first time in a Thor Sport truck? He drove. Oh no, he drove a. He drove the 54 for David Gilliland last year. My bad. So let's see who is. Oh, we got a spin in the practice laps. Can we talk about that, guys? Let's say Fox showed the car spun, but I didn't recognize the paint scheme off the top of my head, so I don't know who it is. And we haven't got our adjusted lineup as to who is in this heat to talk about that yet. Let's see. So Tyler Carpenter. Okay, here we go. Oh, Andrew Gordon was the one that spun. And Andrew Gordon is going to be on the pole position in heat number 2. Or in heat 4. I keep saying heat 2. In heat 4, Andrew Gordon will be starting first. Raja Caruth in the number 24 truck. He starts second. Matt Craft in third. That's another one of those Thor Sport trucks. He's going to be hard to beat. Tyler Carpenter. He is a dirt guy. He runs dirt. I believe it's midgets is what he normally races. Spencer Boyd. He's been a truck series driver for a while, with hopes to eventually move up. Carson Hosebar. He finally got his first win last week in the trucks at Texas. Then you have Grant Infinger starting 7th. Brett Holmes starting 8th in the number 32 truck. Norm Benning, like to see Norm at the track whenever he gets out. He's going to be starting 9th. And then Caden Honeycutt in the 04 will be starting 10th. So some interesting drivers here. Curious to see how it all ends up shaking out when we get to the when we get done these 15 laps. See where everybody ends up starting. But yeah, it should be a pretty good race, honestly. I know I say that a lot, but this is probably the most balanced field we've seen. Let me try refreshing it. So yeah, they had a Raja. It looked like had a bit of a spin there. Let me see if that lined up automatically or not. All right, yeah, that actually lined up pretty perfectly when I refreshed the page. I wasn't sure if it would, so there we go. So Andrew Gordon. I wonder if that's any relation to Jeff. But yeah. Let's say set. So they're talking about Infinger. I think again, my pick for this heat. I think Crafton's going to be hard to beat. Those Thor Sport trucks have looked very tough so far in this in these heat races. They've won both heats that they were a part of. So here we go. So Andrew Gordon, Caruth, Crafton, Carpenter, Boyd, the top five. And they're doubled up and getting ready to go green. I'm curious to see what this front row does because Raja's really new to a lot of this racing in the upper levels. He recently, as I said, I think this is his rookie year in trucks. So here we go, side by side with Andrew Gordon, which I don't really know much about. He's kind of normally in the back half of the field if he is in the truck race. So here we go. Green flag is out, and Caruth is off on the outside lane, but Andrew Gordon stays smooth. Tyler Carpenter, though, had a bit of a wiggle in fourth place on the outside lane. He looked a bit uncomfortable there. Crafton looking to the inside here on Andrew Gordon for second place. And Crafton is going to clear for second there. So it's Crafton versus Caruth now for the race lead. Meanwhile, Carson Hocevar is in the middle of three wide, and he does not look comfortable there. But yeah, Carson Hocevar stuck in the middle of three wide. Meanwhile, his teammate is kind of leveled off in fourth, but he's going to be looking to try and pass Andrew Gordon here soon. Because he gets... from what I know about him, his patience is probably one of his weakest traits. So here we go. So we got about 30 minutes to the start of the NASCAR Cup Series first heat race. So yeah, we'll just keep. We're gonna keep the stream going, but yeah, it's pretty good racing, honestly. For dirt with cars that aren't exactly meant for dirt. There we go. Carpenter makes the pass on Gordon. Crafton keeping it close on Caruth. So Crafton and Caruth, I wouldn't necessarily pick that to be the battle. But hey, Caruth is doing his job, and he is holding Crafton off so far. There we go. Grant Infinger up to fourth here. He's kind of cleared himself from the mess, which is the back half of the pack with Boyd, Holmes, and Honeycutt. Those three have kind of been just kind of a gaggle in the middle of the field. Hocevar fell behind it. Norm Benning fell way behind it, but Infinger's been able to emerge from it, and he is now up into the fifth position. And now we got a side-by-side battle for the race lead. It is Caruth. It is Crafton. Side by side. I think Crafton did have it at the line by, what is that? 0.12 at the line. Here we go. Crafton looking ahead. Caruth staying strong on the inside, but the momentum on the outside lane goes to Crafton. Crafton clears Caruth for the race lead. So Matt Crafton, he is settling into the race lead, and he wants to try and just stabilize and run smooth. Raja Caruth, though, he is not staying still. He is looking to the inside, and we've got contact in the middle to back of the field between Gordon and Boyd. Gordon just kind of fell to the chaos of Honeycutt, Boyd, and Holmes, that kind of gaggle there, as I called him earlier. So here we go. Rajah Caruth, he can't seem to get much for kind of ground on the 88. That's kind of the hard thing for him is he can't seem to find a way to really kind of close in. Well, he can close in and get side by side, but by corner exit, he loses all of the ground and ultimately can't make a pass. So here we go. Honeycutt actually, yeah, Honeycutt actually looks pretty comfortable on all in this dirt stuff, and he is actually starting to make a pass on Infinger, and he almost got 3 wide with Carpenter there. Carpenter hadn't shut the door, but here we go. Honeycutt going to the outside on Infinger, someone I didn't really expect to see much from. Caden Honeycutt. Oh, hey, you know what? There we go. Honeycutt around the outside of 3 wide. Caden Honeycutt to 3rd place in the heat race. Caruth had another shot there at Crafton. He once again came up a little short, and he really I think he's making some high percentage moves here. Caruth is not trying to wipe out Crafton here, but here we go, diving up the inside. It is the white flag, the last lap here. Last chance for some of these guys to try and make a pass here. Rajah going all the way to the bottom. He wants this. He is looking to the lead. It is going to be side by side. Crafton noses ahead. Crafton over Caruth by an inch. Caden Honeycutt gets 3rd. Grant Infinger 4th. Spencer Boyd ended up 5th. What happened to Tyler Carpenter? Wow, Carpenter dropped way back. Not sure what's going on with my scoreboard, but Matt Crafton with a very close finish there. And man, that was insane. Caruth definitely sent the message. And I think it should be pretty easily message received from Crafton, or from Caruth to Crafton there. Rajah Caruth is not going to go down lightly. Man, that was exciting. I can't believe that. I didn't think Caruth had much. I wasn't sure what he would have for Crafton if it did come down to a 1v1 duel, and I knew he wasn't, from what I was seeing, he was making high percentage moves trying not to damage the truck, but on that last lap, I think he showed what he had, and honestly, I don't think he showed everything he had. I think he might have still had a little bit in the tank, because you don't want to make contact and ruin your truck for one spot in the heat. But ultimately, Caruth does come home second to Crafton by a nose. Caden Honeycutt 3rd, Grant Infinger 4th. Caden Honeycutt, I mean, honestly, I did not give him enough credit coming into this race. He absolutely flew in the second half of that heat, and he drove his way up into that 3rd spot. Grant Infinger 4th. That's another one I kind of expected to see move forward a little bit, but I thought I still want to know what happened to Carpenter. We didn't get to see a great replay before they went to commercial. But yeah, Grant Infinger 4th, Boyd 5th, Brent Holmes 6th. They just those two got kind of just stuck together and couldn't separate and couldn't get away from each other. Then you had Carson Hosevar go out there and finish 7th. He just could never really pass the Boyd and Holmes show in the middle of the field. Norm Benning I don't know if it was intentional to just basically hang out in the back and basically not be a part of this match. And basically just ride around and hope to collect some points and some money, but yeah, Norm Benning did not show much of anything. Tyler Carpenter, something happened late in that race. So Zane Smith, Ty Majeski, those will be starting the. So Zane Smith is your pole sitter. Yeah. And Ty Majeski will be starting outside front row. But yeah, I want to know what happened to Carpenter at the end of that race. And then Andrew Gordon, with whatever happened to him, he ended up finishing 10th. But yeah, I want to know what happened to Carpenter here. They're talking to Crafton first, so yeah, makes sense. He did win the heat, so man, that was a fun finish though. I think you gotta know that Carruth now has shown he came to play. Uh, So yeah, the official margin or the unofficial margin of victory was 13 1,000ths of a second between them. It was not by much, but they did end up winning it, or they ended up losing it. I mean, to Caruth. So Caruth ended up losing it to Crafton. There we go. That's how I meant to say that. Oh man, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Ooh. But yeah, I want to see what Raja Caruth is gonna. I can't wait to see what he's gonna do in the truck race. But yeah, they're gonna take about 20 minutes to basically prep the. They're gonna basically prep the track for the Cup guys to go out there. But yeah, who are you guys' picks for the race weekend? Trying to think of because I know I'm gonna have to make a truck pick, and it really is a hard one to say because of the fact that we haven't seen all of them on track together. I mean, a Thor Sport truck is a pretty easy bet. I could go Caruth if I wanted to try and go out there. I don't think I'm gonna go Caruth, but Caruth is kind of what my heart's saying, but my brain is saying that there's a good chance Caruth wipes himself out trying something late in the race. I don't know for sure that that's what's gonna happen, but that's just what I'm thinking. From what I've seen so far, I could see that happening. Hmm. I don't want to go Logano. You know what? I mean, Ben Rhodes, he's the defending winner of this race. I don't know about going back to back. That's going to be tough. Majeski, he showed a lot of spirit. You had Zane Smith go back to from last to second on that run. So, I mean, that's another one that could very easily be a choice. You know what? I'm going to go Zane Smith. I'm a big front row fan, and yeah, I'm excited to see what Zane Smith can do here in this dirt race. Now that he's got a championship solidified, I think having a dirt win under his belt would be a great way to try and kind of solidify that, yes, I belong here. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go with Zane Smith for my official pick. I still have a few hours to decide. Yeah, I got about 2.5 hours left to decide for that one, but let me know who are you guys picking for the truck race? I've got a day to decide who I want to go for the cup race with. But who are you guys' picks to win the truck race here on dirt? Oh yeah, I want to get the cup race logo sized and adjusted. So 1 second, guys. Wait. There we go. All right, that's a little large. Let's go. Let me see. First off, I'm gonna try and get my camera a little bit more centered. There we go. That looks There we go. That's about as centered as it's gonna get, and let's shrink the logo now. There we go. I'd say that's a decent enough size. So there we go. That's the Food City Dirt Race. Oh, I missed the starting lineup. Let's see. Tyler Carpenter, he's gonna have to start row 17 after whatever happened to him. I still don't know what happened. Not sure why we haven't gotten a replay of that as to what actually happened. I would like to know what actually did happen before we get too far along here, Fox. Like, can we get an idea? So they've got 15 minutes here before we go to Cup Series qualifying. Let's see. Let's try. I just don't really know what I want to do for these 15 minutes, but no sense in turning the stream off and redoing it. But actually, you know what? I'm gonna go use the bathroom actually real quick while we're in between. Good chance for everybody else. Go use the bathroom before you got to sit down, and because these cup heats might get sloppy, so and with caution laps not counting, it could be a minute. So I'll be right back. Alright, here we go. I am back, everybody. The broadcast is currently at commercial, so we'll have to wait and see what we get when we get back. But, yeah. Certainly I liked what we saw so far. Curious to see what the cup stuff ends up looking like. Let me see if I can find the cup lineup somewhere. These for the heat, so. Oh. Man. So 5 trucks in top 8 for Thor Sport. All right. Man. So Stenhouse, Bowman, McLeod, Haley, Austin Dillon, Tyler Reddick, Josh Berry, Christopher Bell, Brad Keselowski, and Chastain. for a cup heat, this is pretty stacked. Man. Sorry, my throat got really sore all of a sudden. I may need a little bit more water, so I might go take another break real quick. Just get some water because my throat got really sore all of a sudden. So yeah, so 15 laps for the second heat, or for all the heats. I mean, not just the second one. I don't know why I keep saying second heat. Yeah, I'm gonna go get some more water because my throat is really sore. I'll be right back. All right, I got some water. I got some milk in case the water isn't working. But yeah, here we go. We're back. Hopefully, you guys didn't mind the wait. So here we go. We're back. Man, Man. Alright, so we got 7 minutes left till cars go on track for heat race number 2. Man. Man. I don't know why all of a sudden I just have such a sore throat. Man. So here we go. Justin Haley in the starting fourth. Curious to see how he does. I'm worried about McLeod starting in third because with his car not normally being the best, I'm worried that he may make a mistake and collect most of the field. As opposed to if he were on the top lane, if he makes a mistake and slides up, he'll harmlessly kind of go up the track. Man. Man, I don't know why my throat is just dead. Man, I will definitely need a cough drop before the race, probably, because how long is the truck race? Actually, I haven't checked that out yet. I know Cup is 250 laps. Trucks are 75 laps. Okay, that's not 75 laps. 150 laps, 75 miles. Not terrible. Here we go. All right, here we go. I'm starting to get a little bit of power back in my voice. Wow. Darrell Waltrip won 7 straight races at this track? Wow. But yeah, so here we go. We're getting ready to go. So we got like 3 minutes left till cars hit the track for the Cup stuff. Again, Stenhouse gonna be on the pole position for the first heat. He's he's a regular dirt driver, so he might have some speed. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, he also got a second place finish in the first Bristol dirt race for the Cup Series. All right, so here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Just trying to make sure the voice can handle some excitement, because hoping for some excitement, and with Chastain starting shotgun on the field, I feel like it's hard to imagine that we aren't going to get some excitement in this race. All right, so the big race is on Fox tomorrow at 7. That's going to be interesting to see. All right, here we go. Man. Whew. I'm looking for any wave 8s or 9s. If you can send me the pictures of them, I can I can look up the pictures. Give me 2 seconds. All right, so Tony's. Oh, do we really have to have Tony Stewart in the booth? Wave 8. I think the only one I didn't get was the. No, I got the Truex. So yeah, the only one I didn't get was the Blaney, which I already have from other waves. Which wave 8s do they got? But yeah, so we're getting ready for getting cars on track here. All right, here we go. Now let me quick check on my battery. I got plenty of battery left on the phone. That way I won't lose my access to actually watch the race here. As we get ready to go. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, Briscoe's hand was injured. All right. Curious to see how that might have affected his. Curious that they didn't mention that during the truck broadcast. But yeah, so Briscoe ended up. I say he actually didn't do too badly in the truck heat. certainly explains maybe a mistake. The mistake he made. Oh, he's gonna be having surgery for it. Oof. So all right. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hopefully, with some Cup guys getting ready to go, we should hopefully get some pretty good running here. So yeah, I am. I'm curious to see what this race ends up turning into here. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. But yeah, I'm curious to see how this ends up doing though. Thank you guys, by the way, for everybody that's tuned in. This has been a really good. We've had quite a few people pop in throughout the stream. And say we're only about halfway through. We're getting ready for the best part, the cup stuff is getting ready to go. So yeah, right now, once I come back from this commercial break, we should have Stenhouse, Bowman, Haley, Austin Dillon, Tyler Reddick should all be on track going for heat, getting their warm up laps in for heat one. And yep, there we go. Cars are rolling for heat number one for the Cup Series. Here we go. So yep, so it's Stenhouse, Bowman, McLeod, Haley, Austin Dillon, Tyler Reddick, Josh Berry, Christopher Bell, Brad Keselowski, and Ross Chastain, your guys that are in here. All right. All right, here we go. So doing some hot laps here. They get 3 hot laps to go out here and basically practice what they want to do here for the main event. So yeah, I'm curious to see how this race ends up playing out for the. So here we go. So Kozlowski is out there. He's going to be starting 9th in this first heat. All right, here we go. Getting ready to go green for heat number 1. I will say that milk is actually working pretty well on the sore throat, surprisingly. So here we go. Getting ready for heat race numero uno. Alright. Curious to see what ends up happening here. Oh, and buffering. So a little bit of lag there. So here we go, here we go, here we go. Time to make some history. So lights are off on the pace truck. It is going to be the pace truck is going to be diving for cover here. Wow, Stenhouse's air pressure looks really low. I don't know if that's going to be a factor in this race, but it very well could be. So here we go. Stenhouse and Bowman, front row. So green, green, green. Green flag is out, and Bowman on the outside. He is going to have the edge here on Stenhouse to start this one. Stenhouse holding serve on the inside. We're going to have to wait 4 wide. 4 wide in the mid to back of the pack there. Bell. 45, that's Reddick. Yeah, I believe that's also the Hooters car. That's Josh Berry, and that was also who else was that in the middle there? I couldn't tell. Maybe Keselowski was also 4 wide there. It's hard to tell. There's a lot of colors. All right, so Stenhouse trying to make the pass on the bottom. 3 wide for race lead. It's Dillon looking like he might try and make the pass on Bowman. And yeah, there we go. Austin Dillon takes the lead in heat race number 1. And oh, whoa, Stenhouse got loose and he is dropping like a rock. Not good. Man. All right, here we go. Yeah. So Reddick up to 2nd, Bowman back to 3rd, Stenhouse dropping like a rock, Josh Berry up to 5th on the dirt track. So okay, so that was the 31 of Haley that I saw when I thought it was Eric Jones, because Eric Jones isn't out here, and they don't have the Tide car this week. Yeah, they don't have the Tide car. I mean, this year. Oh, Josh Berry goes around from 5th place or 4th place. Actually, I think it was. So Josh Berry spins out, and we're under the red flag here in heat race number 1. Austin Dillon, Tyler Reddick, the front row. Will be the front row when we get this thing back going. Oh, man. Here we go, here we go, here we go. So yeah, so he just got loose. He just got too far around and couldn't catch the back end of it. Man. Let's see, in between the heats, I'm gonna need to go get a lot more water because, yeah, the water definitely worked better because I'm starting to lose my voice very quickly after trying the milk. All right, so I got the pixel camo on the dashboard to avoid the teams from seeing some sort of information on the dashboard. I don't know what exactly they're trying to keep for the team's secret, but from the other teams, but we'll have to. I guess we'll never really know unless you work for a NASCAR Cup team. That'd be one thing. If you work for a NASCAR Cup team, you probably know what they're trying to hide. But here we go. Here we go. Curious to see what Stenhouse should choose the outside lane. Here we go. Yep, choose drone. Yep. So Stenhouse second car outside lane, I believe that is. All right, here we go. Here we go. We're getting ready for the restart here in heat race number 2 or heat race 1. Why do I keep saying heat race 2? It's only the first heat race for Cup. But here we go. Had some good heat races so far though in these. We've had some pretty good heat races so far in the trucks. Heat race number 1 for the Cup cars. It got really good really quick where they got 4 wide. By the way, I said Stenhouse was second on the outside. He's third on the outside lane. So he's essentially 6th place right now. But if the outside lane takes off, he could potentially be as high as 3rd place, probably. But we'll have to wait and see, obviously, on the restart to see if he can get that. And everybody kind of looking on. You got Ty Gibbs up on, I think that's probably Christopher Bell's pit box there, trying to get as much information as he can for this, for when he goes out there. And wow, Austin Dillon is away with the race. So, yeah, that outside line is really coming into its own here. Now, maybe it's just the fact that you got 3 really good dirt drivers up there with Dillon, Reddick, Stenhouse, but yeah, right there. 1, 2, 3. Stenhouse does get the nose ahead of Bowman there early on. We'll have to see if Stenhouse can maintain it because here comes Christopher Bell, and actually Bowman got back by Stenhouse already. I didn't even notice that Bowman got by him. So Stenhouse starting to drift back. He's back in 5th place now. And Christopher Bell making some hay on the bottom of the racetrack. Former teammates, Austin Dillon and Tyler Reddick, the former teammates dueling here in the Food City Dirt Race here. One of the greatest shows on dirt. So here we go, here we go. It's actually a pretty good race going on here. Austin Dillon up 4 spots from where he started. Same thing with Tyler Reddick. Man. Christopher Bell up to 3rd. Stenhouse still, he's right there. Like, yeah, he's back to 5th place, but he could, one mistake and he's in 3rd place here. You got Chastain currently battling with Haley, trying to take 6th spot from him. Then you got Keselowski, Berry, and McLeod, the other cars in this heat. Oh man, how's it going, everybody? We got there we go. Not Stenhouse. Reddick clears himself in front of Austin Dillon. Austin Dillon crosses over on the inside. Austin Dillon has the lead at the line by a nose. But yeah, man, these two are making it interesting and making it hard on a dead voice right now. I really apologize if you guys can hear it in my voice, but my voice is absolutely dying. But yeah, man, these two, though, former teammates, now bitter rivals on the racetrack. You got the 45 of Reddick. He drove the number 8 car last year for RCR. Now the RCR number 3. And Austin Dillon leads, coming to the white. What will Reddick do here? He got taken out by a late last lap move last year at the end of the actual race. Reddick not looking like he's going to have much here. I don't think he's going to have it. Here we go. Austin Dillon, Reddick, Bell, the top 3. Bowman and Stenhouse round out the top 5. Justin Haley, Ross Chastain, Josh Berry, Keselowski, and BJ McLeod round out the field in this first heat race on dirt. So, pretty good first heat, honestly. Really good duel between Austin Dillon and Reddick there towards the end. Christopher Bell made a really good move at the end of the throughout the heat race to make his way from the back to the front. But so Austin Dillon actually gained more points than Reddick, so he will he is the theoretical pole sitter, but we still have 3 heats left to go, and I'll be right back. But heat number 2 will be up on deck. Let me see if I can refresh it and get the lineup up for you guys. No, can't get the next heat lineup yet. But I'm going to just go grab some more water, and I'll be back. I'm back here. I got some water, hopefully enough to at least get me through the heats. But man, yeah, that battle for the lead was insane with those two former RCR teammates. All right, let's see. Have we got the updated lineup? Here we go. Yep, there we go. Starting lineup. So Blaney, Briscoe, Allmendinger, Burton, Byron, Amarola, Gregson, Denny Hamlin, and Todd Gilliland are the 9 drivers in this second heat. So pretty good one actually. And say Denny Hamlin, big upside here for the second heat. We got ourselves and say Briscoe starting up front. That's gonna be interesting because he can't. His maximum point output is kind of limited because best he can do is pass one car and win the race. And I say I love this game car on AJ Allmendinger. I loved it on Ty Dillon last year in the 42, and Allmendinger I like to see it there too. But here we go. Here we go. So 17th at the Bristol Dirt Race last year for Todd Gilliland, driving the number 20 or the number 38 today. So here we go. Here we go. Let's see this Bristol Dirt Race. So I'm guessing we'll see 9 cars in each of the heats. But here we go. We saw Briscoe in heat in the dirt or in the truck race in the truck heat, and he made that top line work there. Here we go. Ryan Blaney gets away with the race lead in the heat to start off with, but we're gonna have to wait and see here. So there we go. Awesome. Harrison Burton making himself useful. Basically, bottlenecking the rest of the field. So there we go. Byron finally gets by Harrison Burton. Next up, it looks like it's gonna be. That's Amarola ahead of Allmendinger as the next two to try and pass Harrison Burton. But Burton doing an okay job of holding off the guys that he sees, but in his rearview mirror. And that 38 car, yeah, he is on the charge. He's up to 6th place already on the racetrack. So here we go. We might see Todd Gilliland really is putting on a bit of a show here. Ryan Blaney, and Briscoe up here at the front. Byron's starting to close in on that front duo. Curious to see if this heat does go green, if Byron will be able to catch what we are seeing, catch the pace out of Blaney here. Because I think Briscoe, he is trying something up top, but it is not working as well as he would like. And there we go, to the bottom he goes. Again, you want to try and basically, the big thing for Briscoe is going to be trying to find where you can pass and the advantage. Now, if you can work in that high line by the end of these 15 laps, we could see. So it looks like he's only going to the top in whatever this next turn is. So, all right, so it's 3 and 4 that he's going to the top. And But yeah, we are not seeing as much speed. And yeah, here we go. Byron is to the back bumper of him, and so Byron's experimenting with the top in 1 and 2. And now here we go. Let's see what they're gonna say. Yeah, Byron goes bottom 3 and 4, while Briscoe goes to the top to try and get a run off the top to see what he can do. So right now, I mean, again, there's here we go. Briscoe going back up to the top. This must be 3 and 4. I will say that's the hard part with these symmetrical tracks is that it's hard to kind of tell the difference between 1 and 2. But yeah, right now, yeah, here we go. Briscoe to the top. Byron, you're gonna see stick to the bottom here. Byron's gonna try and use that to get side by side, but Briscoe with the run off the high line, he has the momentum to hold off him, and now they have caught. Oh no, we got a banner on the track. We got a banner coming off on the wall. Curious to see if they're gonna end up throwing a yellow for that in the a yellow for that here in the heat race. They could try and wait because we only have 4 to go here in heat number 1 or heat number 2. Here we go though. Oh, I thought Briscoe might have gotten a nose inside. Not quite though. Blaney shuts the door, and that's going to lose a lot of momentum for that 14. And now here goes Byron. Byron on that outside. He's going to hold Briscoe back. And honestly, this might be the perfect storm for Ryan Blaney. Those two hold each other back, and Ryan Blaney can coast away. So here we go. Briscoe gets clear of Byron again. So now he can start to explore again, but now Blaney has some breathing room as they're going to be coming to the white flag this time by. Here we go. In 3 and 4. One more. So here we go. White flag out this time. So white flag for Ryan Blaney. Again, these two, I think, ultimately, Briscoe and Byron fighting with each other cost both of them any shot here at Ryan Blaney. And Ryan Blaney wins heat race number 1 over Briscoe, Byron, Harrison Burton. Honestly, I said he was a kind of road blocking there. He stayed 4th place through all 15 laps. Amarola, Todd Gilliland, Allmendinger, Hamlin, and Noah Gragson. So Todd Gilliland actually gained probably he gained a lot of spots there, but I don't know if he gained enough to really make it worth much. In terms of the actual point value, we'll have to wait and see. I'm gonna say doing the on-the-fly math, but I don't remember what we saw what the current pole position is. I know it's safe to say that none of these guys are really going to be pole contenders based on the points format here, but we'll have to wait and see. But yep. So that was heat race number 2. We got 2 more to go. All right, there we go. So yeah, that was a really interesting race to kind of show. It really showed kind of the strengths and weaknesses of the in and outside lane. Outside lane, you get some great runs off the top and can really kind of gain some momentum down the back straightaway. But and there we go. We actually kicked it over to the new lineup. But then we saw the bottom line be really consistent there. All right, so here we go. Eric Jones, Corey LaJoie. This is probably the weakest of the heats. You got Eric Jones, Corey LaJoie, Ty Dillon, Matt Crafton subbing in for Cody, where it's an unnamed personal issue apparently that Cody Ware is dealing with, so he will not be in the Cup race tomorrow. Ryan Preece in the 41. Kyle Larson is the heavy hitter in this class. He's got the 6th place starting spot. He will probably be tearing through this field in a absolute you know, blitz. Chris Buescher, I think, will be very much keen, and I think this is going to be a smart thing for Buescher, to follow Larson through the field. Just follow him and maybe see if you can make a pass on him right near the end. McDowell, I would say same thing. Just follow Larson. And then J.J. Yaley in the number 15 car. Again, just kind of anyone that's behind Larson, just follow Larson. He is kind of the... Okay, so... Alright, so Austin Dillon actually is provisional pole. Okay, I did not expect that. No, Austin Dillon, yeah, he won the first one. Never mind, yeah, he is provisional pole. I did kind of expect that, actually. I thought that was our Heat 2 winner. But yeah. So we'll have to wait and see. I think Larson here is going to be putting up a bid for that pole position. I am curious to see what ends up happening, but yeah, that's my big thing. Is I think you will see I think Larson here is going to put on a passing clinic in this dirt race, and it's going to be a real question here as to what ends up happening, and he's going to make a bid for this pole. And it's not necessarily trying to belittle or anything with any of the cars in front of him, but the Spire cars, they aren't necessarily... Them and the Rick Ware Racing cars just aren't the best in the field, and the Hendrick car is literally one of the best in the entire field. Eric Jones could probably put up a pretty decent fight to Kyle Larson when he gets there. Ryan Preece, he's gonna have a shot to maybe hold Larson back. But again, I think Larson's experience in this car and on the dirt is going to be a major advantage to him. And then Buescher and McDowell, again, as I said, they're solid dirt racers. The big, in particular, especially in these NASCAR dirt races that we've run. And again, the big key, though, is going to be following Larson, because if Larson can find a hole to follow them through there is going to be a key. So here we go. The drivers are on track for this heat. So yeah, that's how I'm kind of seeing this heat. This is definitely the weak link of the 4 heats. But here we go. Oh, Ty Dillon has spun around, and case in point, Ty Dillon spins out. So I will say and that's kind of the other thing, is that the talent level of some of these guys, Crafton, I think, is an upgrade in terms of talent over what we would have seen from Cody Ware. No offense again to Cody, but Crafton, he's run the trucks. He's won at Eldora before in the trucks. So there we go. Some pretty decent. They're showing some really awesome late model racing from Larson. But yep, I'm gonna say Kyle Larson. He is a threat to win every time we come to the dirt. 2-time Chili Bowl winner. He won the Knoxville Nationals in 2021. And he won the Eldora dirt race for the trucks back in 2016. He also got a 4th place finish in this race 1 year ago. So here we go. I'm gonna say they're running their hot laps right now, so getting ready for hopefully some pretty good runs here. All right, so the Fastenal colors for Chris Buescher. I like that. Let's see, just trying to familiarize myself with some of these colors. The Legacy Motor Club Wyndham car. I mean, it's weird to see a Wyndham car that's kind of that goldish bronze and black. It really fits kind of the idea of a legacy, kind of a black backdrop with a bronze, with kind of a bronze kind of emblem. But again, we'll have to wait and see how that goes. They're getting lined up here for heat race number 3. So here we go. Here we go. We're getting ready for a really good heat race number 3 here. They're tearing away the rest of that sign. They will probably replace that for the truck race later tonight. I feel like with any of these signs, you should have You should have several backups in place just in case. I'm glad they didn't throw a caution for the debris on the track from the sign, because that would have probably hampered the quality of the racing. So here we go. This is gonna be a pretty good. I'm curious to see how this heat will go, but I'm watching Larson. This heat race is basically, again, the watch Larson. Yaley is 46. What? That is alarming to think just kind of how long he's been around this garage. He's 46 years old. And the fact that he hasn't retired is commemorable. I'd love to see the drivers hitting the upper 40s and 50s. Mark Martin, he ran very late into his 50s, if I'm not mistaken. But here we go. Pace truck, it's running for cover. We're getting ready for a restart. Eric Jones has got to get a good jump here. Again, we'll have to wait and see. But Larson already on the outside looking for second. Larson is looking for second. He is already a second. One corner. Here we go. Michael McDowell up to 4th here. Up to 3rd now for Michael McDowell in one corner. Like one and a half corners. Here we go. First lap completed, and Larson is your race leader at this track. Larson went from 6th place to 1st in one lap at a half-mile dirt oval. What on earth? This is insane. So, again, Larson definitely putting in a bid for this, for the pole position, because McDowell has kind of gotten stuck now. Ryan Preece is making his way through. So McDowell now stuck 4th place, and now he's middle of 3 wide here. J.J. Yaley doing well. Hey, you know what? I wasn't really certain about how J.J. Yaley would do, mainly because I was not sure about that car, if it was going to actually start. But hey, you know what? He's working that, honestly, he's working that 51 car very well. He might get a pretty decent starting spot with the amount of cars he's passed. Starting last place, going all the way up. Getting up to 4th place so far. And he's looking to the outside on Corey LaJoie. So Yaley versus LaJoie here on the for 3rd place in this heat. So it is definitely a duel between these two. Man. Whew. Let's say this 3rd heat. You know what? I will give it credit. I was not expecting it to be this competitive. Now Ryan Preece is 2nd. He was the other car I kind of highlighted as the guy who could potentially challenge Larson if Larson got to the front. But yeah, Jones he's fallen all the way back to 5th place right now, and he's battling with Yeah. Oh, there's Eric Jones. He's on the outside of. So Eric Jones up to fourth now, and Michael McDowell and LaJoy for. Oh, hey, you know what? Ryan Priest, he has caught Larson. I don't know if he might run out of laps before he can really get in position to put a good move on Larson, but he is there. He is catching him. I think Larson kind of put on the coasters and just kind of coasting to the checkers a little too early because we still got 6 laps to go. And really, I mean, I think give him 1 lap and Ryan Priest is going to be all over him. Mike McDowell up to 5th. Not a bad run for him. Again, I was kind of hoping for a little bit more when he got a lot of spots on that first corner. We get a yellow here. McDowell 3rd place on the outside line would be a very scary thing to think about. Because this outside lane is coming in. Matt Crafton getting his first laps in a next-gen car. I will say that is going to be a factor for him in his race. Oh, LaJoy all the way to last. Wow. Who would have thought that LaJoy would bottom out? But what did I say, though, about kind of LaJoy, Ty Dillon, and Crafton? Those were kind of the 3 I was worried about their performance level, and all of a sudden, they are 3 of the bottom 4. But, yeah, so far, Priest hasn't really made much of a challenge on Larson yet. Again, I'm hoping we'll see a challenge at least. But here we go. 2 laps to go. So Larson and started shifting, and that's kind of leveled off. So it looks like shifting might have been the difference that allowed Priest to gain up on him. But here we go, white flag. This is the last lap. If Priest wants to try and do something, he's got to do it quick because this is the last corner. But here we go. I don't think Larson's going to leave much of a door open. You're going to have to hit him, and yeah, it's going to be a nice, safe finish for those two. Larson puts on a passing clinic in the first lap and runs away. Ryan Priest serviceably hangs on to that second spot. J.J. Yaley put on an amazing show and just kind of showed why he is still in this series at 46 years old, finishing 3rd place in that heat race. Eric Jones in the Legacy Motor Club 43 gets the 4th place, and Michael McDowell comes home 5th in the heat. Matt Crafton, his first time in the next-gen car, comes home 6th. Yeah, Chris Buescher in the RFK Ford finishes 7th. Ty Dillon and Corey LaJoy in the 2 Spire cars come home 8th and 9th. So, here we go. Man, that was an insane. Like, it was a lot better of a heat race than I originally thought. The scoreboard probably won't show it because it will show Larson going from last to first and leading every lap, but or not from last to first, but from 6th place to first. But I think, again, when you focus in on the fact that he was able to do that, despite kind of the challenges to passing that we've seen, it is impressive. So we got Jonathan Davenport in the 13. That's kind of the big open car to kind of see. Although he will make the field because we have less than 40 cars. So Bubba on pole, Davenport 2nd, 3rd place Bubba, 4th Gibbs, 5th MTJ, 6th place Kyle Busch. Maybe Kyle Busch can, hopefully he was taking notes and can try the Kyle Larson line, go from 6th to 1st in the first lap. Austin Cindric, 7th. Joey Logano starting 8th. He ran the truck. He ran the trucks earlier today and had a heat race win there, so maybe he can rekindle some of that magic to have a good run. And then Kevin Harvick in his final Bristol Dirt start is going to be starting shotgun on the field for the heat race. So here we go. That's kind of the rundown of how this field is going to be. I'm curious to see how Ty Gibbs does because this is his first time on dirt, probably ever. I don't know for sure, but I'm going to say he skipped trucks on the ladder, so he never ran dirt at the truck level. But yeah, curious to see how it ends up going. All right, so yeah, they're at commercial break right now, so we're just kind of waiting this one out. So, yep, Larson to the provisional pole here with one heat race left to go. So, unless someone from Cindric, Logano, or Harvick, they're the only people who have the shot at the pole position, I believe. Kyle Busch might. I don't know what the tiebreaker condition is if they score the same amount of points. But yeah, those are really the only contenders now for the pole position because we know where Larson came from to win the race, so you would need one of those three to win the heat to have a shot at it. But I would say this could be a very interesting final heat. Again, I think you have a lot of speed coming from the back. I think Kyle Busch, he's shown a lot of speed. He's in a good spot. Same thing with Logano. He won this race the first time we did it with the dirt, and now he's in the outside lane. He has a truck race of he has a truck heat race of practice. So curious to see how this goes. I didn't see where JJ Yaley got. I want to know where JJ Yaley got for qualifying. But yeah, I mean JJ Yaley got a lot of passing points, finishing third. So here we go. They're showing the starting order. Jonathan Davenport. That's going to be the interesting one to see how that Colleague car does because at Daytona, the Colleague car kind of fell apart. So yeah, the Colleague part or the Colleague car really never showed any speed at didn't complete a lap of qualifying at Daytona, and then it didn't end up racing its way in. So, but three-time dirt late model champion, and he won the Eldora Million. They just mentioned on the broadcast, so this is going to be a pretty good one, I think. Again, so far we haven't really seen much for a dirt regular winning a race here, but I wouldn't put it past. Again, Larson was close last year. But here we go. Let's say Kyle Busch, he won this race last year. Now, granted, it was a fluky deal, but that would be another one to kind of watch here. So here we go. Joey Logano, first and third in the two Bristol dirt races. I think that is definitely one to watch in this heat. I am curious to see how far he ends up going with this, because again, he's got two top five. He's probably the only driver with two top fives in the two Bristol races on dirt. But here we go. I'm curious to see how Suarez does. That's another one I want to see, because I think Suarez was really the big surprise from year one that went out there and led a lot of laps. But yeah, so he's got the American flag car. He got Ty Gibbs has the interstate car this week. So what does Gibbs and Davenport do from this outside lane to try and stop Kyle and Joey from going around them all in turn 1. So yeah, Logano and Kyle are kind of the ones I want to see because they're your 2 Cup winners in this race, and they're both in the outside lane with having just seen what Larson did in turn 1 to try and go for it. So it's gonna be fun. Here we go. Getting ready for a pretty good race here. We got 15 laps. It's the last of the Cup qualifying heat races here. Lights are off on the pace truck, so we know what that means. It's going to be diving for cover, and we are going to be going racing. So Bubba on that inside, he's going to be in an interesting spot considering the outside line has only seemed to get better and better throughout the race. We'll have to wait and see if that reigns true later in the race or in this final heat race and in the truck race later tonight, which I'll be streaming as well. I'll be streaming that, and I'll be streaming tomorrow's Cup race. But we are green flag, and so far, I mean, Kyle is up there, but we didn't see any major slide job, or not slide job, but slide move around the outside to really do much. Kyle actually went to the inside and is maybe going to make us up a spot here on Ty Gibbs. Now, Suarez gave up a few spots on the inside very early on. Suarez already back to 6th place here. But here we go. Yep, so here we go. The 8, he's now past his former ride in the 54 here, because we all know that car used to be the 18. And here we go. Kyle Busch looking for 2nd here already in this heat race. I mean, it certainly isn't what Kyle... Oh, Kyle makes a little bit of contact maybe with Davenport there. Curious to see if he can regain some of that speed and try and make a run at it, because you got to get around him fast, because Bubba is going to try and run away with this, but... So, there we go. Yeah, so Davenport did come down ever so slightly, but Kyle was going up no matter what, and that contact was happening no matter what Davenport did, so yeah. Here we go, though. We got ourselves a pretty good race. Again, Bubba's trying to get away from all this so that if Kyle does get out past Davenport here in a lap or two, hopefully Bubba has enough cushion to work with. But we'll have to wait and see. We're on lap 6 now, so we're working our way through it. And Truex making a pass on Kyle Larson, or not Kyle Larson, on Joey Logano. But yeah, now Cindric and Gibbs are fighting side by side as well, ahead of those two. And Kyle Busch is to the back bumper of Davenport again. Let's see, is there going to be a dive move? Not really, because there isn't much room. Davenport's not leaving room to dive. But there we go. Cindric clears Ty Gibbs, and he will try and start making a pass here, maybe on the croissant car there with Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch with one of the last laps where he will have a little bit of cushion room to maybe try the outside. He goes to the outside and... Oh, Suarez is around! Daniel Suarez has spun around. And nope, yep, there we go. Yellow flag is out. Daniel Suarez has spun around and the yellow flag flies. Kyle Busch is going to be starting outside 2nd row. And Bubba should be terrified because that is a very good driver starting on your rear bumper. Now, to Bubba's credit, he is a pretty good driver, but that is a future Hall of Famer starting on your rear bumper. And where's Logano? Logano in 7th. I mean, he'll have lane choice. He will be in the outside, but he won't be. He's going to be outside like row 4, which is not great. Ty Gibbs is going to be the other one that's going to be. So yeah, Ty Gibbs is going to be the other car on that outside that's going to try and maybe do something. It all comes down to, though, if they have the room to try and do something. So, Bubba, again, though, the future Hall of Famer and Kyle Busch is going to be the one to beat here. Because Truex and Logano, they're going to pretty much cancel each other out, I think. Like, from the way I saw them racing, I see it. I find it hard to believe that they're going to end up getting away from each other too much. And that's going to stop Logano from advancing much in terms of spots. Hey, you know what, Jonathan Davenport? Yeah, you might not have done the start well. You're still second. You maintained your position. You did pretty close to everything you needed to do on that start that was expected of you as in your first ever NASCAR event. Well, second NASCAR event because he ran the truck heat race earlier today. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you did everything that was expected of you and more here as we get ready for the final 7 laps here. I'm starting to run a little low on phone battery, so hopefully we can go green for these 6-7 laps to the end here. But thank you guys for everybody that's tuning in. Of course, if you guys enjoy this content, I will be live again in about an hour for the truck race on dirt tonight. And then I will be back tomorrow night for the Cup broadcast as well at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Of course, happy Easter to all those who are going to be celebrating it tomorrow. But here we go. So currently, yeah, Larson is the tentative pole sitter over Austin Dillon. J.J. Yaley is currently third on the... J.J. Yaley is in position to potentially get a third or even a front row start, depending on how tiebreakers work. I don't know if Yaley is going to get the tiebreak over Austin Dillon. They're showing Dillon ahead of Yaley, so here we go. Green flag is out in the fourth and final heat race here. 6 laps to go, and Kyle Busch on the outside lane. Bubba goes down the inside to try and save it, but Kyle on that outside, or not save it, but to try and stop Davenport from getting to that inside. I don't know what Kyle's going to be able to do on that outside because it does not look the way that it did for Kyle Larson. Maybe it's something Larson knows that Kyle doesn't. If I'm Kyle, maybe I ask him after this, but yeah. I'm going to say, whatever it is, Kyle is not able... Oh, Cindric goes to the inside for second place. Cindric gets by Davenport here, but that 3-wide moment allowed Kyle Busch to clear for second. And now Kyle has about 4.5 laps to try and track down Bubba Wallace for this race lead. I will say, massive credit to Bubba Wallace. You had Kyle Busch on your bumper in a pretty bad situation there. You got him trying to jump you on that outside, and Bubba did everything he needed to do. He has held the lead. So, Kyle Busch, though, he is up a few spots now. Bubba Wallace, though, he has a little bit of breathing room. He needs to make sure, ideally for Bubba, he gets Cindric and Kyle fighting for second here, and that will preserve Bubba's win in this heat race. It's definitely an interesting situation to be in, but... Oh, and Logano just gave a ton of bumper to Ty Gibbs to try and get by him, and now he's going underneath Davenport. Please don't go and run Davenport up the track like that. But, yeah, here we go. It's the final lap. I don't know if Kyle's going to have much for Bubba. They're going to show it. Here we go. Final corner. Going into 3 and 4. Kyle Busch goes to the ropes, but I don't think he's going to have enough room to get on Bubba. Yeah, Kyle Busch comes home second. He almost lost it to Cindric there, but luckily the run off the top. Bubba Wallace is your heat race number 4 winner over Kyle Busch, Austin Cindric. Jonathan Davenport comes home 4th. So, hey, honestly, for your first time in a NASCAR Cup car, massive credit to Davenport coming home fourth. Joey Logano fifth, a little bit less than I kind of expected out of him. Um, Ty Gibbs in the 54 comes home sixth. Truex ends up seventh, so Truex basically wasn't as rough with Ty Gibbs as Logano was in terms of getting by him. Harvick ends up finishing eighth, so he only really passed Daniel Suarez, who spun out during to bring out the first yellow of the day. We'll have to wait and see for, but I believe this secures that. Yeah, I believe this should lock up that Kyle Larson is your pole sitter for the for the Food City Dirt Race at Bristol. I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna just kind of cover the full rundown when they go ahead and show it after this commercial break. But yeah, honestly, in these hates, honestly we had probably four of the best dirt. We've had four of the best races. I am gonna go and plug in the phone though. That way it doesn't die on me when I go to read through the running order. But man, this has been a great broadcast. Hopefully you guys enjoy and tune in later when we go to do the truck race. Oh, turn the volume down. Avoid copyright from Applebee's. It's trying to pull my phone down, so I'm gonna have to have it down lower. But yeah. So this was a fantastic broadcast. Thank you for everybody that tuned in today to this broadcast. Again, in about an hour, I will be back live doing the NASCAR Truck Series race, and tomorrow at 7, I will be doing the Cup race at Bristol as well, in the same style of broadcasting over the race. So hopefully hopefully you guys are excited for the Bristol Dirt Race. It's shaping up to be a really fun race. First time I've actually seen it from this position. I've been in attendance the last couple of years, so yeah, we'll have to wait and see how this broadcast goes. But I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys are too. Of course, leave a like on the stream. Subscribe if you guys enjoy, so you guys get notified, and ring the bell so you guys get notified whenever I go live, which tends to be every Cup race. And I've been doing some select Xfinity races. I did the road course at Circuit of the Americas, and now I've done the Bristol Dirt Race. I haven't necessarily picked out any other ones. Trucks at North Wilkesboro will probably be another truck race I will cover. If you guys have any other suggestions that you guys would like to see me do, of course, leave those either in the chat live now or in the comment section if you're watching this video after the fact. If you guys are watching this after the fact, major credit to you, because the heat races have already happened at this point. But yeah, we're just waiting for the full running order to come on. But yeah, there's still a commercial break. But man. Again, just kind of going through some kind of final thoughts as well. Like, again, Bubba Wallace did everything he needed to do. Kyle Larson showed why he's the best. So, yeah, Austin Dillon got the tie break over J.J. Haley for the front row. Wait a minute. J.J. Haley's going to be starting third, I think. I got to do the math on this, or I got to see the math on this. But I think J.J. Haley might be starting third place in the Cup race at Bristol Dirt. I'm curious to see what that does, because he looked fast. Curious to see what basically a night's worth of rest to kind of plan what he wants to do here. I'm sure he isn't going to get too much rest, because I'm sure he's going to be talking to some of these truck drivers. They're interviewing Bubba to kind of get his thoughts on this, but again, I think Bubba ultimately, he did everything he needed to do. Ultimately, though, it's not going to provide much of a good starting spot because he started on pole and didn't have any passing points to gain. Kyle Busch starting 5th. So Kyle Busch will be starting 5th overall in the event. That's going to be fun to see. Kyle Busch getting there, but yeah, Kyle Larson, I kind of said it from the start of that heat race, was that he was going to make a pole challenge at the end of that race, and ultimately, I think that's exactly what he was looking at, was a pole blitz for the pole there, and everybody else was just kind of contending for second. Ryan Preece kept it very close, and I think the shifting thing that ultimately Larson ended up picking up on kind of saved Larson, but that's what kept Ryan Preece so close. Here we go. Larson and Dillon on the front row. J.J. Yaley third. Christopher Bell fourth. Kyle Busch fifth. Reddick will round out your top six in your first three rows. Cindric and Preece are in row 4. Row 5 will be William Byron and Ryan Blaney. Row 6, you've got Bubba Wallace and Joey Logano. Row 7, Michael McDowell and Chase Briscoe. Row number 8, you've got Todd Gilliland and Alex Bowman. Chastain and Jones share row 9. Jonathan Davenport is going to be in row 11, sharing that with Stenhouse. Ty Gibbs and Matt Crafton, both in their first time in a cup race at dirt, will be sharing row 12. Josh Berry starting on the inside of row 16. Keselowski and Suarez sharing row 17 further back in the pack. I wasn't able to get through the entire field, but yeah, those were most of your key starters. Big thing is J.J. Yaley being third, Kyle Larson on the pole. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this broadcast. Again, I'll be back live in about an hour for the truck race on dirt. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys there. But until then, this has been Ryan Dyer, and I will see you guys next video, live stream, or whatever you guys have to do with the rest of your night. Have a great night, everybody. Goodbye!